Thanks for coming along on this artistic journey. We'll be doing 2-point linear perspective, and this will be in a 5-part series. So do all 5 parts and you'll understand 2-point perspective. This is part 2 of 2-point linear perspective. We started out with boxes, drawing boxes in part 1. Now what I would like to do is put on roofs. I had a friend that wrote me and said that she really wanted to learn how to do roofs on barns and houses. And so let me show you the easiest way I know how to do that. The first thing is you've got to find the center of whatever it is that you're going to put your roof on. The reason you have to find the center is if you have your center off, your roof will be leaning in or leaning out. And so we got to find the center. And how do you find the center of a rectangle? You do diagonal lines from corner to corner. Now, again, you don't have to draw all the lines going corner to corner, but I'm going to draw very, very lightly with just the center here being shown. I know it's kind of hard to see some of my lines. I've learned to draw very lightly, but there's the center of my box, and now my edge here is very vertical, and so I want to go vertically up, and I'm just going to go from the center and go vertically up, and somewhere along that edge, if I want a very tall gabled roof, I can put it clear up here. If I want a shorter gabled roof, I can put it down here. It doesn't really matter. You kind of have to just kind of guess and decide, do I want a short gabled roof, a very shallow gable, or do I want a taller gable? You know, if you're drawing things in some of the Arctic regions or some of the older regions, they had very gabled roofs because that snow has to sit along that roof, and the more you gable it like this, the more you angle it, the more weight is going to sit on the walls and not on the roof. And you don't want your roof caving in the middle of winter. You know, that's a bad thing. So then all you got to do is, once you figure out where your center is and where you want your gable, you just connect those lines and then go from the apex of it, the top part there, along your ridge line to your vanishing point, and then your front edge and your back edge need to be parallel. So you can take your ruler and you can line it up. You can just line up your little pink lines with that, and so that your gable then matches and is, and of course the other side would be over here too if you could see through it. If our box were clear, that's how you'd see it. But technically it's not clear, it's more opaque, and so, but that's your gabled roof right there. Piece of cake, huh? Let's do another gabled roof here, but we'll kind of angle it just a little different. So there's our center. We find our center. You go straight up. We're going to almost touch the top there. Now, if this were similar to this one, it was just a simple gabled roof, you do the same thing, drop it down like this, and go to your vanishing point, and there's kind of a funny, almost a tangent happening right there, where the end of this roof runs into the end of that one. Same thing happens, and you have to line up the front edge with the back edge, and it's almost like they're gonna touch. That's the angle at which they are, and that's your simple roof line there. Maybe we'll try one a little different on this side. Again, we got to find our center, so I'm just going to cross that over. There's our center. We're going to go straight up from that center. Somewhere along there is our roof line, and so I can come from here to there, and let's just say that's how tall I want it, and go down to our vanishing point over here. Parallel line. Remember, your front edge, your back edge have to parallel. And again, if you have a hard time with that, use one of those grafting rulers like this. You can see through it. Line those things up. And there's a funny urge that you have to kind of make it crooked. Optical illusions happen all the time with linear perspective. So there's that. Now, what if you wanted a kind of a roof like in a barn, and you think to yourself, oh, I want that roof to kind of come over. again, you decide where you want that to happen. If you think, well, I want to do it right in the center there, kind of pick a point and say that's where I want that to happen. Go to your vanishing point over here, and that tells you where that other side is going to happen. And then you can go to your vanishing point over here, and that tells you where the back side of that is going to happen. There you go, right there. And now you can say, well, maybe I want to angle this out a little bit. Maybe I want this square. You can decide that. You say, well, I want that roof to angle out a little bit. I want to come right out to here. Instead of angling like that, I can come out to here and angle down to there. Then I can angle it down to there. And then you get more of a barn-like roof style. But now you got to figure out where everything else is going to go. Well, this is pretty easy. You just go from this angle to the vanishing point over there. Come out there, parallel lines from here. You just parallel this one, so it'll be is that parallel? I like that. And then this angles up to that one, and that's that barn. But now you have this little challenge of how do I get this side so it matches this side? Well, the easiest way to do that is you just come straight down here and you just figure out where your rectangle is. There's a little rectangle down there. You want to come straight down from there. Now you need to find the center of this area. Well, you've got your center line here, so you got that figured out. But now if you had a line that went up here, it's going to tell you where this one goes. And so all you need to do really is just go from the center. You know where the center is here. You can figure that out by just going from here to there. Now there's the center of this rectangle. Then we got to go from the center of this one. Got to go from the center of this one through the center of that. That's right, because you're going to the edges. So then that is where that edge goes. Down there. And up to there. There we go. Does that make sense? Okay, we figured out where our center is here, but because we're going from this corner to that one, we've got to go from this corner to that one. And that'll figure out where that little angle is on our barn. You can do that several times if you wanted it, multiple gables in that barn or whatever you want to do it to. So then it figures it out. Okay, so you can do multiple things. If you wanted maybe to add something onto that roof, you can do that too. You can just come over and say, well, I want a little dormer window on here. I want a little window poking out. You can kind of figure that out. You can just say, well, I want that window to come from there. Here's my angle of my roof. It's going to come out there because I've got to go to that vanishing point over there. And you can angle it wherever you want to angle it. It can poke out a little bit, or it can come in. Go from here over. Then again, you can angle down. You can come straight down off of that. Straight down off of this. And there's your dormer window, a little window that just kind of sticks off of the, and you can add whatever you want to into that. So there's all sorts of things that you can do for that. This is part 2 of linear perspective roofs. And now we're going to move on. We're going to do some more things where if you think about linear perspective, it's really just blocks, shapes that are kind of connected to each other. You can do very complex things with simple shapes that are connected to each other. Okay? Thanks for watching and coming along with me on this artistic journey. And remember, art makes life better.